One thing was funny about my childhood was that my name was Angeline because we all had the same grandmother, all us cousins. So I had cousin Angie, who lived in Amsterdam. I had cousin Ange, who lived in Utica. That was Aunt Millie's daughter. And my name was Angeline, which I hated with all my heart the minute I was born, Angeline. My father never called me Ange or Angeline or anything. He always called me Laline, which meant little Angeline. When all the children were born, they never said Laline, they called me Lena. When I got to high school, my new friends all started calling me Lee instead of Lena. So I became Lee forever and ever and ever. Then, when I went to get married, I went over to my mother and I said, Mama, can I have my birth certificate? And she said, here it is, and she handed it to me. And I opened it, and it says very clearly in big letters that my name was Angela Trisellino. And I said, Ma, why did you tell me my name was Angeline? She said, I never did. My father did all the talking. So he took us to school, and they signed me as Angeline instead of Angela. So one day I was in the hospital. Brian was sick, and he was in the coma for like a week or two.
Yeah.
So I sat there. So every day the doctor would come in. He was he could have been a movie star. So I said to him, Dr. Williams, and he turns around and he looks at me, he goes, yes. I said, are you a real doctor or are you a TV doctor? It just came out of my mouth so
Because he was handsome?
He answered me, he goes, no, I'm a real doctor. And he walks out. What do you mean? I thought he was a TV doctor because TV doctors are always so handsome, right? Well, we were in Chenantries one day, and this lady was laughing and laughing and laughing when we saw her. She says, hi, Mo, and she goes, we get out in the car. I says, what's that lady laughing at us for? He goes, well, I'll tell you, but you're going to get mad. I said, why? He goes, well, she's one of my customers, and she comes in every day. He said, and I always tell him, I got to go home. My wife's waiting for me. She's standing naked at the kitchen door. You think that's funny?
Yeah.
I said, you actually said? They go, yeah, and they laugh. They think it's funny. He was nutty as a fruitcake, wasn't he?
That's what.
So one day I looked through the box and I found a letter that I had written my mother for my honeymoon.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah, it's so cute, and I could really write in those days, beautiful handwriting. And it said, Dear Mom, Pa. That's how I started it, Pa. And I said, oh, we just finally got here. Took us a week to get here. I said, and the trip was beautiful, and I had a good time. And tomorrow we're going down to Los Angeles. They're taking me to some, because they know I was crazy about the movies. They're taking me to Los Angeles. So I says, I'll see you when I get home in another, when I get home a week after next. So I said, and Ma and Pa, say hello to all the kids. I miss them all. Oh, here's another thing I said. Thank you for my wedding. It was the most beautiful wedding I've ever seen. My own wedding, I said that.
Cute.
And it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't such a wonderful mother and father.
Aww.
So I'm so happy I found that letter.
That's really sweet.
When I was 6 years old, my girlfriend, who became my friend for life, we were walking home from Brandegee School. I had to walk about a block to my house. I said to my girlfriend, don't go by that house. And she said, why? I said, because Holy Mo lives there. He was sitting on the curb, about 14 years old, smoking a cigarette. I said, see, that's why they call him Holy Mo. So we crossed the street and we did not pass by him. Many years later, I walked down a church aisle and married him in 1952. I was 23 years old, he was 29. This story I love. This is one of his nice moments. I said, Mo, I said, this is Lee. You want to do me a favor? He says, yeah, Lee. What do you want? I said, well, I got tickets to this dance. I was supposed to go with Nikki, and I told you we broke up, Nick and I. I said, I got the gown. I'm all set. Will you come and pick me up? We'll go. You don't have to stay long, but I just want them to know I'm not home brooding. So we get on the dance floor and we're dancing, and he never danced, but he was dancing. And we're dancing, and he said to me, since you broke up with Nick, well, I broke up with Nick in like June or July, and this was Halloween. It was a Halloween dance. So he says, what have you been doing? I said, I've been dating guys, you know. In those days, you dated on the weekend, but it didn't mean anything. They just called you up, want to go out dancing? Yeah, okay, goodbye. I'll pick you up Monday, Friday, and blah, blah, blah. It didn't mean anything. It was just a date. So he says, who are you dating? And I told him. And you know what he said to me? From now on, you'll only date me. And that's how I ended up with Mo. I said, okay. I don't know. I guess it was inevitable. I was supposed to marry Mo since I was that big.
Okay.
My boyfriend at the time.
Nicky Moon?
This one had a worse name. His name was Dixie.
What?
So he used to pick me up with his motorcycle. So no helmet, no nothing, just a skirt on and sit on the motorcycle going back. So when we got to my corner, I would say to Dixie, drop me off at the corner, my mother will kill me. So and the whole street would hear that big motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he used to drop me off on the corner, and then I'd walk home like an innocent little thing.
What about Christmas time with all the grandchildren? Do you have any memories of
You're talking about later years?
Yeah, with all your grandchildren.
Okay, that was really the best time of our life, because the grandchildren were all grown up, and they each had different personalities, and they all did different things, and they all said different things. And I don't know, I think it was Gary that initiated the idea of first going to New York. We used to meet in New York, all of us, and we used to see the shows. And we saw a lot of shows. In 3 or 4 days, we'd see afternoon shows and night shows. And we saw all the sights, and we saw New York in the Christmas time. And we would spend 3 or 4 days in New York, and then we would all go home to Utica. And there would be our Christmas tree all ready for us, because we did that ahead. And then we would have a big breakfast, and Santa Claus would come during the night. And the next day was the best part, because Santa Claus always knocked at our door. And the kids for a while believed it. Then they started saying, oh, those are Grandpa's shoes, They start catching on. We tried to fool them. Like we would have Mo standing there. So how could it be Mo if Mo's here and this is Santa Claus? Other times, sometimes people look at pictures and I show them and they go, this one's Gary, because look at his glasses. Those are Gary's glasses. But Stephen never was Santa Claus. It was either Gary or Moses. It was fun. It was fun. It was the best Santa Claus we ever had, the year that Mo came.
Tiny.
And he gave every single person at the party a gift. The house was full of gifts of people. You know what he gave me? A Pepsi Cola bottle. Because I drank Pepsi morning, noon, and night in those days. I always had impossible dreams. The only thing is none of them came true.
They're impossible.
Is that why I thought it was me?
She said none of her impossible dreams came true.
And I said, it's because they're impossible. She says, is that why? I thought it was just me.
Well, here's the first thing I dreamt, Peter. You must hear this.
Yeah.
I dreamt I was going to grow up to be a Ziegfeld girl.
What's that?
That was
Ziegfeld
impossible.
Follies. They were like
I'm 4
Rockettes.
foot,
Oh.
4'10".
You had to be 5'10", right? Yeah.
Yeah, their legs were as long as my whole body. You had to be beautiful. You had to be, well, you didn't have to be talented, but you had to be extremely beautiful. You had to walk down stairs, and you had a big thing on your head and a long tail of feathers behind you.
And that's what you wanted to be?
That was my first impossible dream. I was about 11 then. Some of my dreams came true, but that one didn't.
Hi, Rob.
I'm known as the lady without a sense of humor. Everybody says, you don't have a sense of humor. No, I don't.
I don't think that's true.
Unless we're making fun of me, then I have a safe sense of humor. Maybe I ought to be a stand-up comedian. They make fun of
Without a
themselves.
sense of humor.
They make fun of themselves.
That's true.
But in high school, all I talked about and all I thought about was movies. And I thought someday I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to be in the Hollywood industry. That's what I really thought. I'm either going to be working in the dressmaking department or in the... And then I said, no, I got a better idea. I'm going to be a gossip columnist. And I was going to be the new head of Hopper. I really was. I said, I'm going to take over. I really thought I was going to do that. Anyway, I didn't make it to Hollywood. I didn't make it to be
You did now.
I didn't become a gossip columnist. I didn't work in the dressmaking department. Even if I pressed gowns, I would have been happy. I didn't make it there. Then one day I found out I was going to move here, and I said, oh boy, I'm making it to Hollywood finally.
Who's your Hollywood crush?
My Hollywood crush? Well, right now it's Gosling, Ryan Gosling. I love him. Oh, the other day I saw him in an old movie. Oh my God, I would not love him 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Just
my
now?
God, he was a skinny little kid. But today I love him, yeah. From La La Land.
No, what about him?
What about him?
I'm in love with him.
I mean, he's so adorable.
It says women just come up and throw themselves at him.
We're at dinner, and it's
I'll be
like
there.
it's just
If I could walk, I'd
ridiculous.
be there.
It's ridiculous. If I could walk, I'd be there.
And he said, Ryan Gosling's on. Oh, I gotta turn it on. I gotta turn it on. But Ryan Gosling, I saw him in the Notebook. He got everything he wanted, and I loved the movie. So consequently, I loved him. He's my crush.
There you go.
That's the kind of movie I like.
Grandma, did you ever realize that you have so many grandchildren that have taken on creative aspects in their careers? She's a photographer and a painter. I'm an artist. Devin's an actor. What do you think? Do you think that we get that creative gene?
That's part. That came. Well, that's what I always told. Even Gary, I've told Gary. I says you love the theater, and it started with me and Grandma. My mother, you don't remember her, but she would start singing at the
I do.
drop of a hat. She was really, when you get down to it, a bit of an actress. She was. And Jay took after her, and it's just part of my family. And then he passed it on to you people, his children,
Yeah.
without realizing it. I'm not saying he took you aside and say, sit down, this is what you're going to do. Not that. But it's just born in you. And that started with Grandma, and then it passed on and on and on. Different ideas. Like me painting in my old age, at 80. It's in us. It's in us. That's all it is. I wish we had made $1 million from it, but we didn't.
Still time.
That's Marie, I think, that other one.
The tall person is Marie?
No, that's me.
It says Julian Elaine right behind